Every year, thousands of tons of silver are extracted around the world. Mexico alone, the world's largest producer, satisfies almost 20% of global demand. With a single ingot costing more than $5,000, this precious metal is one of the most valuable on the planet, essential for the electronics and jewelry industries. But do you know how it is extracted from the earth? In this video, you'll see all the stages of silver production, from the detonation deep in the mine to the smelting of the pure ingot. The formation of silver begins inside the earth, where magmatic processes occur during geothermal activity. The magma in the Earth's mantle can carry minerals that contain silver. The magma that contains these minerals rises toward the Earth's crust through processes such as magmatic intrusion. As the magma cools and solidifies, the minerals crystallize, and some of them contain silver. The minerals that contain silver accumulate in veins, deposits in the rocks. The veins are the result of hydrothermal activity, where mineral-rich underground waters interact with the rocks and deposit the minerals that contain silver. 170 million years ago, the continental plates collided, giving rise to the majestic Andes, the richest source of silver in the world. The Earth itself harbored silver veins over 3 meters thick in Potosi, turning it into the epicenter of a boom that would change history. An astonishing discovery marked the beginning of a marvelous era in human history, a mountain made of silver in Potosi. The colonization of the Americas in the 16th century led to the discovery of large silver deposits in places like Mexico and Bolivia. The exploitation of these mines had a significant impact on the world economy. This extraordinary metal not only boosted the economy of the time, but also transformed the fate of entire continents. For 3 centuries, Potosi was the titan that supplied 80% of the world's silver, named Cerro Rico by the Spanish because of its unparalleled wealth. In 1553, Bartolomé de Medina, a visionary Spanish textile merchant, entered the scene, traveling 8,000 kilometers in search of fortune. His innovative chemical formula, based on the use of mercury, unlocked the hidden riches of Potosi. Medina discovered that copper sulfate, commonly used for tanning leather, would complete the formula. This revelation turned Potosi into the most active industrial complex in the world, extracting 220 tons of silver annually. Each year, the Spanish minted 2.5 million silver coins in 3 huge furnaces, establishing the famous pieces of 8 as the first universal currency. Silver became the key to human prosperity. It was legal tender in the United States until 1857. Silver was crucial for international trade and used as a means of exchange all over the world. Each of these coins today would be worth about $80. The Spanish fleets extracted an astonishing amount of 50,000 tons of silver from the Americas. In the words of a historian, the magnitude of silver extraction from Potosi was so astonishing that it was said you could build a bridge from Madrid to Potosi with all the silver that was extracted. Silver is the most conductive and reflective metal on the planet, which is why it is used in electronic components and in construction as an insulating coating for glass. In this arid and challenging environment, a mining company emerges that not only produces silver ingots, but also sets the quality standard, with compositions ranging from an impressive 93% to 97% purity. Subsequently, this valuable silver output is sent to a refinery that goes even further, raising the purity of the ingots even more to meet the demands of the industry. Here is the Proanio mine, a jewel of silver mining that stands as the most important in the world. Mexico holds the title of the world's largest silver producer, supplying almost 20. The Proanio mine, with its excavations dating back to 1566, has already extracted 30,000 tons of silver and continues its long tradition of production, generating more than 1 million kilos annually. 400 meters underground, the fascinating process begins in the depths of the mine, where geologists, armed with a radon gun, point at the rock to start the exploration in search of silver treasures. This exploration detects levels of 40 elements. Silver does not reveal its shiny appearance, but shows up as an intriguing dark gray. After identifying possible deposits, a detailed assessment evaluates the quality and quantity of the silver present. On an exhausting journey through damp and dusty tunnel systems, the miners face temperatures that reach 45 degrees Celsius, a true infernal heat. The deposits extend over 15 kilometers at different levels, requiring the excavation of 3,000 meters of new tunnels every month. In this monumental effort, a gigantic machine with its rotating cutting head becomes the hero that opens the way through the rock. More than 600 kilometers of tunnels have been carved out over more than 400 years. But before extracting the precious mineral, the mine prepares for a spectacle of explosives. The magic continues with a high-precision laser measuring system, which guides the creation of 115-millimeter wide holes, marking the silver-rich zones identified by the geologists. Each day of drilling creates a network of holes ready to be filled with explosives and trigger the next phase of the process. In the challenging world of silver mining, each blast tells a story of precision and determination. The explosive charge is skillfully placed into each hole, and if the calculations were precise, a spectacle of several thousand tons of rock is released without causing a collapse. The daily feat involves extracting 7,000 tons of rock from the mine, a monumental task that triggers a synchronized choreography of processes. Once released, the rock travels through chutes to underground trains, transporting it to a central collection point. On the surface, the rock embarks on a journey to the crusher, a critical stage that transforms the rock into a fine powder. In an impressive mechanical ballet, a gigantic conveyor belt carries the rock to a large-scale crusher. The enormous steel teeth break the rocks into smaller pieces, preparing them for the next stages. The real magic begins when the crushed ore reaches a ball mill, where huge cylinders spin and steel balls make the crushed ore dance until it is turned into powder. This powder, called pulp, undergoes a flotation process, where chemicals in a water circulation system separate the metals from the powder, freeing the silver from its impurities. The crushed rock and ore, turned into a mixture 30 times more concentrated, go through a chemical process using a special reagent. This reagent, when it reacts with the silver ore, makes it hydrophobic, repelling water, preparing it for the final stages of the process. After 72 hours, the rock residues settle at the bottom, and a solution containing the dissolved silver is pumped through filter presses. These filters, treated with a zinc-based chemical, attract the silver molecules, forming a silver precipitate that contains approximately 50% silver and 50% waste material. The next stage involves drying the precipitate in a gas furnace, before the company's laboratory technicians carry out continuous analysis to determine the quality of silver per kilogram of ore. Next, the silver precipitate undergoes a smelting process where the silver and the waste materials separate and melt. The result is poured into ingot-shaped molds, where the heavier silver settles at the bottom. In less than 5 minutes, the molten silver cools, hardens, and a silver ingot emerges. The company sells its ingots through a strategic partnership with the renowned Mad Max refinery, the giant metal refinery, which holds the title of the largest in Latin America and the fourth most important in the world in its category. To carry out the refining process and achieve exceptional purity, the ingots undertake a 300-kilometer journey to the facilities of Mad Max. This industry giant processes more than 2,300,000 kilos of silver annually, using a smelting method that is at the cutting edge of precious metal recovery. The fascinating journey begins with raising the temperature of the ingots to over 800 degrees. During this melting process, impurities are skillfully separated from the molten metal, allowing the silver to reach an exceptional level of purity. The high temperature causes other metals, such as lead, to oxidize and be separated from the metal flow. This method is skillfully repeated to ensure the complete elimination of impurities, guaranteeing optimal purity. A fascinating fact is that, due to silver's resistance to reacting with oxygen, 99% of the resulting liquid is pure silver. The magic continues with the presence of the remaining 1%, which turns out to be gold. Separating these two precious metals is achieved precisely through the use of electricity. The plates, strategically submerged in a silver nitrate solution, play the leading role in this scenario. When electricity is applied to the solution, the silver dissolves and reforms on a new negatively charged plate, while the gold remains on the positively charged plate. This captivating process allows for the extraction of 99.9% pure silver, ready to be transformed into gleaming ingots, each of which is worth approximately $1,000. And that was today's video. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to the channel.